Hello everyone, this is Dr. Achal. I welcome you again in our subject module titled as Services Marketing. In our previous discourse, we have dealt with one of the important characteristics of the services, that is inseparability. And dealing out with this characteristic of inseparability, we have talked of that is the strategy being pursued by the marketer in the form of development of a healthy relationship amongst the customers. That was being seen in our previous discourse. In our today's discussion, we will be coming out with one of the other category, with one of the other strategy, that is in the form of the personalization approach. We as an organization, how we are trying to customize or how we are trying to personalize out our offerings to the end users may be talked of as one of the strategy towards meeting out the aspect of the inseparability. So, moving on with the factor, that is the slide here we are seeing, that is a slide is all being associated with the strategies for dealing with the inseparability part 3. We are seeing that this is in a personalization approach, the customization on the part of the service providers. Personalizing the services, it is developing a close business relationship in which the service provider becomes familiar with the needs of the individual customers. Personalization itself, it means that here as an organization we are trying to customize. We are trying to identify out the needs and the wants of the target audience, and depending upon the needs and the wants, we are trying to improvise, we are trying to modify, we are trying to adapt our offerings to suit out best with the expectations and the aspirations of our target audience. Giving them a personalized approach, giving them a customized, it can be this particular approach or this particular strategy can be pursued only then if we have identified our target customers. So, this identification of the target audience is an important factor before pursuing out the strategy of the customization, and this is the strategy in which we have discussed in our previous discourse, that is the strategy of the segmentation, targeting and positioning. So, STP approach is being needed for the purpose of personalization, and this STP approach means that is the segmentation, because we know that the segmentation, S stands for the segmentation, which is all being related with trying to divide out the heterogeneous market area into some common grouping, and this common grouping is being made keeping in consonance the different kind of demographic variables, keeping into account the customers validation, taking into account the customers their usage factor, their loyalty factor. There can be instances in which products benefits, the products uses, the products attributes can also be taken as a base for segmenting out the heterogeneous market area into some common grouping. So, this segmentation strategy a very important factor. After segmentation, we are trying to target out our population, we are trying to target out our people over whom we are trying to target out our efforts in the form of the 7 P's. So, an imperative duty of every marketer to choose out the feasible and profitable market segment in the form of the target audience, because each and every organization, each and every marketer, they have limited resources at their disposal, and these scarce and the limited resources, they are being put into the alternative uses. So, how to deal out with this alternative, how to deal out with this limited availability of the resources is what is being talked of, that we as a proactive manager, we as a proactive firm, we have to judiciously utilize out our resources in the form of the 6 M's to beautifully, to diligently meet out the expectations and the aspirations of our target audience. So, this 6 M's, that is men, machine, material, money, method, market, to be crafted, to be developed, to be formulated, to be targeted towards whom, over whom we want to target out our efforts, and these are in the form of the target audience. So, after segmentation, we are trying to target out our customers, we are trying to target our audience for whom we will be trying to personalize out our 7 P's, that is product, price, place and promotion, and after the apart from the 4 P's, we are trying to add more 3 P's, and they are in the form of the people, process and physical evidence. So, segmentation, targeting and positioning. Positioning is what is being talked of as crafting out the image of your offerings in such a way into the minds of the prospects in such a way that the prospects themselves, they are being lured towards buying out your products. So, this positioning is what is being related with the idea of crafting out the image, the unique feature of your offering into the minds of the target audience, into the minds of the prospects in such an effective way that the customers themselves, they are being motivated enough to go in for the purchase process. You as a marketer, you are not in a need of making extra doses of advertisement, you are not in a need of making any kind of expenditure over the advertisements, over giving them certain kind of extra push, over giving them certain kind of extra effort, or the persuasion or the convince or the motivation is being developed, because you yourself have did your job in the previous juncture very diligently. So this positioning is, if this positioning of the offering is being done in a very better, in a very diligent way, definitely the extra expenditure that you are trying to incur in the due course of time will be minimized to a greater extent, because the customers, they themselves will be moving in for the purchase process without incurrence of any extra expenditure on the promotional efforts. So this is what is being talked of as a personalization here. Now this is what is being talked of as a positioning. Now here in the case of the services, we are saying that the strategy of the personalization or the customization can only be done until unless, it can beautifully be done until unless we are trying to go in for choosing and exploring our target audience. So we are seeing that this personalized or the customization, it is being developed with the services, and this is developing a close business relationship in which the service provider is trying to get a familiarity zone with the needs of the individual customer. Personalization or the customization strategy, it is a factor in which we as a firm, we have identified, we have explored, we have assessed the needs and the wants of the customers. There can be certain situation in which the customers themselves, they are not in a position to know their latent needs. So as a proactive manager, as a proactive marketer, we have to at certain point of time, we have to make them aware, yes, that there is an offering, we are coming out with this kind of offering, and if you are trying to purchase and consume these offerings, you will be leading a better lifestyle, of course. So this kind of persuasion, this kind of information, and the creation of the information, the awareness should be generated in the minds of the customers, so that they may be coming out with an association to go in for the purchase process. Like you can take an example, suppose you have launched a new product which is very much being good enough for getting your for getting your body toned up. So if you are using out certain products which were in earlier course of action, they were having certain kind of side effects, or they were not very much being suited enough for your personality, you may be just giving them a personalized approach. You will be just trying to create an awareness and the information to be generated amongst the customers, that yes, we are coming out with a specific product that is best being suited for your personality because of so many reasons or because of so many factors. So this is a kind of thing to be generated and to be make the this particular kind of strategy should be pursued by the marketers to make the customers aware and to generate out an awareness level amongst the purchase behavior process. So the personalization of the services, we have taken one of the example, that is the relationship between the hairstylist and the customer is a relationship that is being built on the personalized service provider by the hairstylist and built on the interpersonal ties that complements and enhances the knowledge of the customer needs. Interpersonal contact is very crucial for a relationship marketing. Now we know that in today's evolving world, we are coming out with a new kind of versions of the marketing. We are having in a meta marketing, we are having in a green marketing, we are also very much being concerned with holistic marketing concept and this relationship marketing. In the arena of the holistic marketing concept, it is being built on 4 of the pillars. We are having integrated, we are having performance marketing, we are having integrated marketing, we are having relationship marketing, and we are having internal marketing. Now these are the 4 components and the 4 ingredients over with which the whole concept of the holistic marketing concept is being based upon. So relationship marketing is one of the important ingredient and the component of the holistic marketing concept. Internal marketing we have already discussed. Performance marketing we have also discussed. We will be elaborating the further discourse. and we have discussed whenever we were discussing about the factor of the people being talked of as one of the component of the 7P. So, performance marketing we have discussed, internal marketing we have discussed. To keep the employees satiated is the very first need of every organization. That is what is being talked of as an internal marketing. Relationship marketing integrated also we have talked of that here for every organization, the organization cannot be able to do all their tasks on their own. There have to be an integration, there have to be a coordination amongst the interpersonal way, amongst the intrapersonal way. The stakeholders should be collaborated upon to a certain extent. So, distribution channels, logistic distribution, all these things are being talked of as an integrated marketing. Now, the relationship marketing, it is also being said that as one of the component of the holistic, and we are seeing that this relationship marketing is very much being important enough, and we are saying here that building up a strong association between the service provider and the firm with the customers is an important factor, is an important arena in the services decisional area, wherein we have taken that an example like you as a customer, if you are trying to visit out to a particular grooming center to get out your hair being trimmed, here your hairstylist will be helping you out depending upon by seeing out your hair texture, by seeing upon your facial features. He or she or they will be just recommending you out to come out within a certain specific pattern that is best being suited with your hair and with your facial features. So, this is in a kind of relationship that is being witnessed, and an association that is being developed, that is being crafted, and that is being associated between you as a customer or a consumer and between the hairstylist, with which you have developed a strong association, because you have developed a loyalty and trust, and you are trusting those people who are giving you a good suggestion that this is best being suited on your personality, this is in a hair texture, and depending upon your hair texture you have to go in for this particular kind of spa treatment, you have to go in for this particular kind of hair beautifying products best being suited for you. Maybe you are having a frizzy hair, maybe you are having a dandruff, if you are having facing with certain kind of dandruff problem, you have to go in for this particular kind of specific treatment, anti-dandruff solution is there, or this particular kind of style is being best suited depending upon your composition and depending upon your facial recognition, you will go in for the steps, you may go in for the layers or any kind of way. So, what I want to say is that interpersonal ties and interpersonal relationship speaks of a lot in case of the services arena. That is complementing, and that is a factor that is more being aligned with you. So, definitely with the passage of time it will be enhancing out you as a provider, you will be able to more explore the aspirations, the expectations of the customer, and you will be developing a good ties with them that will be helping to develop a good relationship. So, interpersonal contact is very crucial in relationship marketing. We are seeing that this is a concept wherein the interpersonal and intrapersonal approach is very much being needed. Here, especially we are limiting our discussion towards interpersonal contact. The interpersonal contact, an important factor to be talked of, because if you as a provider you having a good communicative ability, having a good resilience and empathetic factor, definitely the strong association will be developing in due course of time, and that will be counting a lot towards building up a loyalty factor between you and a customer. Now, we are seeing that in this particular slide, we are seeing that whenever you meet a customer, you are a company. A frontline executive generally performs the role and the relationship managers, and a degree of trust and satisfaction that customers experience depends upon the quality of the relationship. So, definitely we are seeing that whenever we are meeting out with a customer, we as a customer or we as a consumer, if we are meeting out with a certain specific service provider, we are treating them as a company. Or in other words, if the service provider is trying to have a direct interaction between the customers with the customers, then definitely they have to have that feeling that they are the company, they are representing out the company. So, the way they are interacting, the resilience factor that they are having, how much empathetic they are what is the psychological attributes that they are holding on in their personality. All these things are playing a very important role, and we are seeing that as a frontline executive, they are generally performing out the role, and the relationship managers, the degree of the trust and the satisfaction that the customer experiences. Definitely having a direct touch, having a direct association, having a direct interaction between the service provider and you as an end customers, it is speaking a lot towards developing a loyalty and the goodwill with you for a long period of time. So this positive reinforcement, the interpersonal skill, the communicative skill, trying to act in a more empathetic way, trying to develop a loyalty factor, trying to act in a more resilience way. This is what is being talked of having on a physical, having on a psychological attributes to be more being warranted enough in today's competitive scenario. And you may say that these are the important attributes with which you will be outsmarting out your competitors' move. So acting as a proactive manager, a very important factor. Sometimes this proactiveness will be copied by your competitors in the form of the reactive strategies. So whenever the moves, the procedural plans, the things that you are trying to act upon, it is immediately being copied enough by your competitors. So that particular strategy will be termed as a reactive one, and you will not be falling into the category of the proactive strategy. So here you have to just come out with a new and innovative strategy to outbeat or to outsmart out your competitors' move. Now the third approach, it is all being related within a sensitivity training, providing them a sensitivity training to the people who are being deployed in your organization. Or at certain point of time, we have said that this sensitivity training or the orientation may also be given out to the customers who are in direct association with the service providers. Here, providing them the sensitivity training, we are saying that the services must be delivered at the right time, the right place and the right way. Crafting out a good offering, crafting out a good primary offering, the core offering best suited out to the customers, an important need. We are limiting out our discussion towards the personalization approach, towards the customization approach. And we have already set out the adequacy and the accessibility of the offerings to the end users at an appropriate time, at the right place. It speaks of a lot, and how you as a provider, you are trying to deliver in a right zone, in a right way, playing a very important role. So here we have more being elaborated. We have discussed more in a more detailed way that how the effective delivery process may happen at the right way, at the right time. We are saying that a customer may experience a brief encounter, that is a quick bite at a fast food restaurant, or may face many encounters in the same services with different people. Whatever may be the situation, the services staff must be trained to pay individual attentions at each moment of interaction and deliver the service with courtesy. The way we interact with the customer reflects on the service delivery on the whole. Therefore, the service organizations should provide training that should enable its staff or appreciate the impact their manner can have on the customer satisfaction. We are saying that here already we have reiterated on the same fact that whenever there is a direct interaction, the association with you as a provider and with the end users, you have to very much being sensitive enough towards their aspirations, towards the expectations which the customers are holding on in their mind. And this is what is being talked of as an encounter with you. The first encounter playing a very important role. The supplementals are there in your infrastructure. The supplementals are there in your establishment, and these supplementals are aiding you out towards the effective assimilation of the core offerings. So here we have taken an example, like suppose you as a customer, you are trying to have a brief encounter with in a fast food restaurant. You have visited to a restaurant, to a hotel for dining it out. A brief encounter is being made with the service provider, and you are just trying to make a brief encounter with the service provider, with the attendants who are trying to deliver you out. to the decor, to the ambience, to the interiors, to the beauty, to the thematic representation that is there in the hotel or the restaurant. But how the attendants have they have approached you, how their behavioral pattern is being shown by them, what is the attitude that they are holding on, how much courteous they are, how much helpful they are, it speaks of a lot. And we are seeing that we may face many encounters in the same service with different people. There will be a situation in which, suppose you have visited to a particular hotel or restaurant, there can be an attendant who is very much being courteous enough with a good behavioral aspect, with a good approach. Visiting out in the next visit, going out in the next visit to the same hotel or restaurant, you may encounter a different attendant coming out with a different approach. So here we are saying that we can have different encounters with the different people who are being deployed in your organization, and in each and every instance, in each and every situation, your frontline staff should be trained enough, should be motivated enough to provide a personalized approach, to provide a due attention to the customers at large. Then only there will be a proper effective delivery that may happen. Similarly, we are seeing that at each and every moment of interaction, the delivery should be courteous enough. It should be of such a nature in which the customers themselves are enjoying, and they are having out that feel to move in out with your establishment again and again. The way we interact with the customer, it reflects the service delivery on the whole. Therefore, the service organization should provide training, and that should enable its staff to appreciate the impact the manner can have on the customer satisfaction. Earlier also we have discussed the same fact that the people who are in direct touch with the customers, who are in direct association with the high-end customers, they have to be trained enough, they have to be motivated enough intermittently, because we as a consumer, we are trying to associate out the quality of the service offerings depending upon these psychographic features which the employees are trying to put before us. That is their temperament level, their perception, the way they are behaving, the attitudes that they are holding, how they perceive, how their beliefs, their attitudes, the opinions, how they are just interacting with us. In certain instances, we are trying to take the help of the supplementals. Like in certain specific organizations, the people who are in the frontline position, they are being supposed to dress up in a uniform way. There should be certain kind of consistency. They need to have a proper dress code. So that dress code is reflecting out a quality aspect of their organization. Similarly, if you just remember that the use of the brand, the logo, like in India Reliance, we are using out the Maharaja, the folded hand of the Maharaja. It speaks of a lot, the courteous, the behavioral, the gutsy, the diligent aspect of the Indian Airlines. Similarly, the Punjab National Bank, their logo speaks of a lot, their statement speaks of a lot, the bank wherein you can trust upon. So this kind of proposition of the logo, the punchline, the brand, it is all being improvised, it's all being customized. Definitely it's in a proposition, it's in a strategy being used by every organization to come out with the uniqueness, to come out with that distinct image which is very much being unique enough, and this is an approach with which you can outsmart out your competitors. So we are seeing that they should be given out a proper training, their orientation should be done, so that the customers will be trying to associate out the quality of your establishment, of your organization, with the way the people are trying to give them deliverance of the services, and that will help in building up a good reputation and a good goodwill for you as a specific brand, for you as a specific organization, appreciating the manner in which they are delivering out the services, helping the customers to build out the customer satisfaction. So this was all about today's discussion, that is the strategy of dealing out with the inseparability factor, apart from the strategy of building up in a good membership relationship structure. Here we have emphasized it out our discussion towards providing them a personalized approach to the customers, giving them a customized approach to the consumers, keeping into account their expectations, keeping into view their aspirations, what are their aspirations which their personality is holding out, and depending upon that we are trying to improvise, we are trying to modify, we are trying to adapt our offerings being best suited for them. So, I think that you people have understood the strategy of making out the customized approach, giving them a personalized approach to the customers, being talked of as one of the strategy towards building a good relationship amongst the people, amongst the service organization. So, with this I am ending up my session here only. In the next discourse we will be coming out with a different other unique feature of the services and the strategies that is being dealt by the service provider. So, till then I hope you people have understood. Till then it's time to wind up now. Stay safe and stay blessed. Thank you all for joining with me.